For Insider Medicine In-Depth, this is Davin Johnson. Where the body stores fat is less important than its effect on blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and diabetes, according to research published online ahead of print in the Lancet. Here are the 3 standard techniques used to assess obesity. Body mass index, or BMI, calculates weight for height, without consideration for where extra weight is carried. Waist to hip ratio assesses degree of apple shape by determining the amount of girth carried in the waist versus the hips. Waist circumference also assesses the degree to which weight is carried in the central portion of the body by determining girth at the waist alone. Researchers representing the Emerging Risk Factors collaboration from the University of Cambridge used the medical records of over 220,000 individuals from 17 countries to explore the relationship between the risk of developing cardiovascular disease and the 3 standard assessments of obesity: BMI, waist to hip ratio, and waist circumference. After adjusting for other factors known to be associated with cardiovascular disease, namely age, sex, smoking status, blood pressure, cholesterol level, and history of diabetes, all 3 of the obesity measurements predicted the risk of cardiovascular disease about equally. When all the other risk factors for cardiovascular disease were taken into account, adding any of the measures of obesity to the equation did not appreciably improve the ability to predict who would develop cardiovascular disease. Today's research demonstrates that while obesity remains an important risk factor for cardiovascular disease, the way it is measured is not as important as was once thought. Also, in countries where standard laboratory testing is readily available, more information about risk can be obtained from measuring blood pressure and cholesterol levels than assessing obesity level. For Insider Medicine In-Depth, this is Davin Johnson.